Hey, thank you for coming to my show. I think you'll hear something today that makes you click that like button, share with your people, and subscribe so you don't miss what's next. Let's stay connected. Tell me what you think in the comments. Thank you for joining here at Our Unseen Roots. Tonight we have with us Damita Cravens. Hello, Damita. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm fine, thank you. And so, how I like to start my podcast is, who are you?
Um, I am a wife of 17 years. I have a newly turned 16-year-old daughter. We've been in Evanston almost 14 years. We hail from the south side of Chicago. Um, Currently, what I'm doing right now is working as an outreach worker for the city of Evanston, but I am also a licensed professional counselor as well. So I kind of intertwine those things with the work that I do. Um, I try to stay involved with the community. I am on the Farmers Market Board. I'm also on the um, Black Women of Evanston's board, the NAMI Northside board, and the Children's Advocacy Center board. So things that still stay close to my profession, the things I like to do with mental health. I love everything mental health, and it's really my passion.
Mhm, mhm. What unique perspective do you bring to your work due to your identity as a Black woman?
Okay. So, one of the reasons why I decided to become a counselor is so that people like us see us and can identify. Um, the perspective I bring is, of course, being a Black person and understanding the culture. That's a really big thing right now. Um, Therapists being culturally competent. I'm not going to say that a Black person has to be with a white therapist, but if they're not culturally competent, it really does not work. Um, in another life, I was also an art major. My undergrad is actually in art and photography. So I bring a lot of my creativity, artwork, and photography into sessions too. Well, it works, especially for our youth.
What are some critical needs that you see within the Black community that women are uniquely positioned to address?
Well, we're already natural nurturers, right? Um, and a lot of the kids here in Evanston need a lot of empathy and understanding. Sometimes they may come off as someone who doesn't need any help, they don't want any help, or they can push you away for quite some time. But when you really take the time and energy to get to know them and really figure out what they need, it's easy to help them get to where they need to go.
What are some innovative projects and or initiatives led by Black women that inspire you?
For one, I love being a part of the Black Women of Evanston because they give us a platform to get together to just be ourselves, and also professionally, we swap stories, we help each other, we build each other up, and they allowed me to work with my passion and do mental health workshops every month. So I facilitate mental health workshops for free. For it's called checking in on our system. So it's making sure that, we're okay, taking each other's temperature. I'm there for questions. I'm there to give advice, and it's something I really enjoy doing.
Yeah, that's very important. It's very important. What resources do you wish were more readily available to Black women who want to make a difference in the community?
I wouldn't even say that it's more resources for Black women as opposed to Black people in general. A lot of resources that are key in helping people with mental health, housing, education, they're just not at our fingertips. Or if they are there, we have to climb so many hoops to get to them. Um, we have a lot of kids and families who are suffering, and the things that we have to do um, just to help them get just a little bit of help is a lot. Um, I wish we didn't have to do so much to prove that we really need the help.
How can Black men be better allies and partners to the women nourishing the Black community?
So I like to start off by saying that over the years, I'm 52, so I've been around the sun quite a bit, and I've seen a lot of things change. And I want to give props to the men right now that I see that's in our lives and here. They really do want to help, and they've stepped up tremendously. What they're doing right now is very helpful. They're the strong part of us, like the backbone. My only thing is, as long as we work together, as long as we work in tandem with each other, we can accomplish anything.
That's definitely true. As a Black woman, what is your greatest superpower?
um, Being able to get along with any personality.
Hmm.
Um, I can be in a crowd of people who are at each other's throat, and I will be that calm person to help settle everything. I'm a Capricorn, so I'm pretty laid back. I don't let a lot of things get me stirred up.
How can we ensure that the work that you do will be slow, deep, and irreversible?
Hmm. Well, funding is a big thing. Um, Being able to offer services to people who don't have the income or the finance, or better yet, someone talking to Medicaid and Medicare. Like, we have a lot of clients who have Medicare or Medicaid, and it's very hard to find uh, mental health support with that type of insurance. Like, almost no one wants to deal with it, and the ones that do, um, services are limited. If we can have more people working on sliding scales, I do realize that um, there has to be some compensation, but if we can really just get people to work with insurance more, more sliding scales. And if we want to talk about systemically, let's do something about the testing that we have to take to get licensed in order to be therapists for people.
What are your hopes and dreams for your community?
Um, what I've observed is that Evanston has a lot of trauma, generational trauma that has not been addressed. And for us to really move forward, for them to move forward, they have to heal. And in order to do that, we need more people like me to help facilitate, help get them comfortable with talking about the things that are bothering them. But I feel like we're a little stuck because no one's ever asked them how they feel about the things that, even as far back as we talk about things, and we're saying that a lot of the residents have received reparations, but no one is really talking about the things that led to all of this and how it affected families and how it's still affecting families generations and generations as they pass.
Yeah. Do you find that people are asking more and more for mental health services?
Yes, it's
Mhm.
actually on the rise now. More and more people are seeking mental health. Um, we've always needed mental health, but it wasn't recognized. It wasn't a buzzword 20, 30 years ago. Now it is. And all you can see is mental health. I mean, May is Mental Health Month. Um, that was never that back in the day. There was never a mental health month being celebrated. But people are breaking down more and they're needing more support mentally, and they're asking for it. Even our youth, they're actually asking for it.
What do you think is the reason that mental health is, I don't want to say popular, but more people are more ready to receive the help?
It's being talked about more in the media. You know, these days, whatever is popular on social media, on TV, um, gets the most activity. And so I'm not even sure if mental health is being pushed for political reasons or not, but either way, it's helping. People are um, getting more involved in the different things that people are suffering from, and they want to help and they want to be well.
How do you celebrate your own achievements and contributions as a Black woman making a difference?
I really don't. I just keep, I never even think about that, think about celebrating that. I just do the work.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. No kind of, you know, no, you give it no thought, no, not even 5 minutes of maybe pat yourself on the back or something?
No, because to be honest, I really don't even have time between doing outreach. You know, outreach is not 9 to 5, neither is being a counselor or a therapist. People seek me out 24/7. So, no, I really don't have time. And to be honest, accolades are not something I really look for either. Seeing one of my clients go from this one point to another, it makes me happy. And that's a personal thing. It's not anything that I actually like go out and celebrate and talk about. But knowing, physically seeing a client come from a low point and being able to flourish, that's enough for me.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say that's probably reward enough, and just keep seeing that progress. Yeah. Who are your role models, both within and outside the Black community?
I can't say that it's a specific named person, but any of my sister friends here in Evanston that I see who are making a difference with the position they're in, as far as I have people who are helping with funding, people who have the special programs. Actually, I will throw somebody out. Miss Joanne Avery. Oh my God. She is the best. Everyone knows her, and she's dedicated her entire life to helping youth and the family. So, yeah, that's a person that I really look up to here in this community.
Yeah, yeah. I love Miss Joanne. She's the word. She's the word. What strategies do you believe are essential for addressing systemic inequalities and promoting social justice within the Black community?
Um, we have to get seats at the table. We have to be there in the room where they're making the decisions for us. It starts there. The bottom level, just, I mean, yes, it's good to protest, it's good to get signatures, but if we're not at the table where they're actually making the decisions, it's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah, yeah. I wanted to go back a little bit to some mental health. Eh, How is the funding for mental health? Is it difficult to get? Is it easy to get?
Well, it depends on the organization too. So, NAMI, the board that I'm on, it's a national organization for mental health, and there are different sectors for each part of the states. Um, Funding is pretty good, but you know, it has to be broken up into different programming. And most of the funding comes from funding. That's the key thing. People fundraising helps put money into the pot for mental health. Um, I'm not quite sure what government pot is out there for mental health as far as programming that you don't have to apply for or get grants for, but it's like a rat race. Like that and education should be top. Like we shouldn't even have to fight for those things, but we do. We rely on people giving of their heart and their pockets to fund things.
Yeah, yeah. It makes me wonder, is it a tax write-off when people, go ahead and give you some money for mental health? So
any kind of donation you make in the name of a foundation, a person, an organization, yes, it's a tax write-off.
yeah. So then you would think people would give more for it because I mean I'm asking because I know I read an article where they say the county jail is basically a mental health institution now, and they're trying to make that better as far as being having the facility ready for people with mental health, having people there to take care of these people's mental health. So it was made me wonder about it. Yeah.
I did know of some therapists that they do. They have therapists and psychologists and psychiatrists actually on site for the
Mm.
jails for people, because then there's actually psych sections for people who are really actually mentally disturbed as well. I mean, it's needed. I mean, you won't believe how many people are probably in general population in jail who really need mental health support.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can only imagine. What does liberation look like for Black women?
Hmm. I'm going to say that it's probably personal for each person, but I would say, um, first of all, being able to be in a profession that I love, being paid what I should be paid, regardless of my gender, um, and not being discriminated against because of my gender and or the color of my skin. And then just general stigmas that happen. Any woman, Black woman that shows any kind of sternness or speaking up for themselves, getting rid of that whole angry Black woman. They're always nagging. They're always um, arguing about something. Like getting rid of those type of things and just getting down to the business of knowing who we are and allowing us to flourish in the spaces that we're in.
For watching. I hope you enjoyed the show. Please like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, let's stay connected.